Again, we don't need that for the hair.
Why are we doing this? And so we usually say that we bash ingredients, not brands. But in this case right here, since this is made for dishwashing, not for hair care, I feel comfortable in us revealing what we're talking about. So apparently some people in the curly and otherwise hair communities are using Dawn dish soap to wash. You saw the videos.
Yes.
Let's just talk about how that made you feel.
I was trying to understand why.
I've never used Dawn dish soap to wash my hair, mostly because it's dish soap.
Yeah, right.
Right? So let's talk about the ingredients in Dawn and let's talk about how you feel about them.
Okay.
So once again, we are going to rate ingredients 1 to 5. 1 is where I would never ever use this ingredient, and 5 is where it's an excellent ingredient. And to be clear, this is Dawn Ultra, 50% less scrubbing. Okay. Water is the first ingredient. We'll start out on a positive note.
The 5.
Great. Next ingredient, sodium lauryl sulfate. It has an explanation. It provides cleaning, it says.
I would rate this, I'll say like a 2 or 3.
Okay.
It is a very irritating surfactant. It is a sulfate, so it's very cleansing, stripping almost all of your oils. So I would not recommend using this at all or even frequently. So
Some of these just sound okay. They do. This is my first time looking at this list, so you were getting an honest reaction. Okay, sodium chloride, which sounds like, I don't know. It sounds this is what I would use to make a balm, but I don't know.
well, sodium chloride is just salt.
Okay.
So salt is added to like liquid surfactants. It has a thickening effect, so it adds to the viscosity.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So what do you? If you were to rate from 1 to 5, what are you rating it?
Oh, I'll give it like a 4, 5. Yeah.
Because it's just salt.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Here we go. PPG-26. It apparently is a stabilizer. What is PPG?
Honestly, I know it's a propylene glycol,
Okay.
derivative of some sort.
Yeah. No.
It's other things out there that can be used in place of this, but I think we need to keep in mind that this is not for hair. So a lot of these ingredients I just wouldn't recommend for hair use because of how irritating it is to like the skin and scalp.
Yeah.
And it also can be very like drying and stripping and damaging to your hair and the hair follicle itself. So
All right. Let's move to phenoxyethanol, which is a preservative, but they are listing as a formula stabilizer.
oh,
I know. I thought that was interesting.
okay. I mean,
Okay.
I guess it does stabilize it by keeping the solution right. I would rate this very low. It actually has to come with a warning when used. It has to be listed specifically because it is toxic.
You're right. I remember that over a certain percentage, like over like 1.5% or 1% or something, it can be toxic. And this is concerning because it's towards the top of the ingredient list.
Yeah. So that's to say either water takes up
A lot.
almost all of it, which is probably the case.
But also to that point, they aren't thinking about using this for hair care.
Yes.
Right.
When formulating.
We're formulating it. And so that restriction on the percentage is applying to hair care, not to your dishes. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably highly concentrated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know.
Okay, PEI-14. Anytime I see dashes, I get concerned. Anyways, PEI-14, PEG-24/PPG-16 copolymer.
So, the only thing that I can make out of this is the copolymer.
Okay.
So that means it's a film former. So it's probably a part of the stabilizing part of the actual formulation.
Yeah.
I don't really have any notes. I honestly just think I shouldn't even rate them because they're not supposed to be for hair.
It says that it boosts cleaning. Right.
It could be a foam stabilizer. So I really couldn't say, honestly.
And this is what I am seeing too, is that, well, of course, we're questioning why people would use this on their hair. But as far as Dawn is concerned, it seems like their listed purposes is kind of loose also.
Huh?
Let's just go back a little bit. Like,
The intended purpose inside the formula.
Okay.
Because some
But see, ethanol, it's a preservative.
it is.
So, and it's not like they don't know what preservative is, because I'm about to get to the next ingredient where they call it a preservative.
Yeah.
Is phenoxy ethanol used for anything else other than preservative?
I mean,
Stay.
I don't know. It might be some form of like stabilizing.
Maybe.
Overall, we shouldn't just.
You shouldn't be using this for your hair.
Let's please don't do it.
Okay. All right. Next is
Is it the?
it's the methyl. I'm gonna break it down.
Go ahead.
Methyl
ISO.
isothiazolinone. Methyl isothiazolinone. That's a preservative. It says.
It is.
I've never heard of it.
Very sensitizing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why your eyes big?
Cause I was like, I don't know what this is. So I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, so you should not be using this in personal care.
No. Okay, and the next followed by fragrances. Plural.
So that could be anything.
Anything.
Yeah, anything with any amounts of allergens. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not looking good for good old Dawn.
As a hair cleanser.
Right.
I will say that this came from my home. I use Dawn at home to wash my dishes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will say. So it's nothing against Dawn. It's against using Dawn for.
It's just not hair friendly.
It's not hair friendly.
It's not hair friendly.
Okay. Desa 8. Gently aids soil removal, it says.
Okay. Yeah. Again, we don't need that for the hair.
All right. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
So let's just pause. My thing is that there are a lot of clarifiers on the market.
Yes.
We sell clarifiers, excellent. A lot of other brands sell clarifiers, are excellent. Kinky Curly, Calm Clean, excellent clarifier. I think Intersense has an excellent clarifier. Why do you think? I'm curious. Let us know in the comments if you've used Dawn before. Why you think Dawn is a better option than these other products that are Malibu Sea, Undo Goo.
Oh yeah.
Excellent clarifier. I mean,
But to that point,
go ahead.
it has a high pH.
It does.
The Undo.
It does.
This has a high pH as well. So with both, they're going to be very stripping to the hair. So it's going to cleanse very well.
Right.
So that's the reason.
That's the reason why.
It's a very cleansing. So unless you need some emergency and you don't have nothing else.
And that's what I was thinking about right over here too.
And I'm like,
It's giving desert island. If I'm on a desert island and for some reason I need to clarify, and John, I was really trying to help this out. Like, when would I use this? If I'm on a desert island What is a desert island? Anyhow, I'm on a desert island, and my hair happens to be super gunky. And a ball of Dawn bounces up off the shore, which it could because nothing in here is biodegradable. So it very well could pop up.
Right.
Then maybe
To see.
Okay, let's move on. Colorants.
You already know how I feel about artificial.
It's blue. Y'all, it's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue. Okay. All right. C911 Parith-8. Again, I don't know how much soil is on our hair, but this too gently aids soil removal.
Back to the point that this is a dishwashing soap. So
I've never seen so many synthetics in one formula, but that's because it's not intended for hair use.
a lot of the synthetic things are very cheap to manufacture.
Yeah.
So that comes into the bottom line of the formulating.
Okay, so we're almost done. C10-16 alkyl dimethylamine oxide boost cleaning, it says.
So this isn't the worst one.
Okay.
I could rate this one maybe.
Next to salt and water. This is like the third.
I mean, it's still very strong.
Okay.
So like, it's used for like oil cutting.
Oh.
So like, I wouldn't recommend to like use it in a hair care product.
Okay.
But it's not that bad of ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that all the other ones we did not rate is because they're all ones.
Yeah.
What would you rate this one? A 2.
Yeah, it's not going much. It's not really going far. And like the natural, like harsh, free, toxin free scope of things. I think we should just like talk about why we shouldn't be using this on our hair at this point. Don't do it, you guys. Please. It's not it.
And then the last ingredient, last but not least, alcohol. Denatured alcohol, which they list as a stabilizer. They got a lot of stabilizing going on, according to them in here.
They could need those added stabilizers to function correctly in solution. So that might be the reason for the alcohol denature. Otherwise, they would just be like another solvent that's added in there. It's just a drying.
It's dry, and that's what I was about to say. So let's talk about for the hair why you would not want to use alcohol. I think we all know that it can just be extra drying.
Yes.
So everything that we're seeing in here is number one is not natural. Number one is extra harsh, extra irritating. It's suspicious, like fragrances and colorants. I'm just saying we don't know what is in there.
You just shouldn't use it as personal care based off of all those things. And those are the things you should be looking for.
Those are the things that you should look for. And there are alternatives that can remove the buildup. As Avery was saying, Malibu C is one of the harshest and strongest clarifiers that I've ever used. And even though we sell a clarifier, so this is not sponsored. If you feel that you need to use Dawn, I would reach for Malibu C first. And let's just see how that goes. This is turning more into a plea. Okay.
They be cleaning the ducts though.
They do clean the ducts, which I think should also use Malibu C. With that, we're signing off from the Messy Chemist. I am Adria.
And I'm Avery.
We'll see you guys next week.